The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Side Money in the building.
Right.
Right, Volume 1 out
Right.
now. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. I feel good, bro. How you feeling?
Great. Happy to have you. BX in the building, too.
I'm happy to be here with you, my brother. It's a blessing, man.
Right, Volume 1 out now.
Right.
It's interesting because this is like your first project this year and kind of like the first music that we've got from you this year because I was doing my digging and whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw like you've been like kind of like dropping maybe once or twice a year, not really putting out too much music.
On the platforms, like, so for me, I wasn't putting out on platforms as much as I consistently was when I first started doing it. But I was dropping a lot of freestyles.
Mm-hmm.
I was dropping a lot of music that we wasn't just dropping on platforms. I was staying consistent as far as the content and the visuals, but I just wasn't on platforms for a while. I took a break from it because I was trying to figure it out and understand how it worked. So I felt like I was just doing it sporadically and didn't know you know what I mean? So I took a step back and got right as far as the education on it. Then because I had 2 projects before this, but they came out like 2019 and probably like 2020 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the last, because when I was looking at streaming, like Master the Art was in 2020 and Far From Over was in 2019.
Right.
So for you, like over your career, has it just been like difficult for you to be consistent in that level with streaming, with dropping on streaming?
Nah, not really. Like I said, I did a lot of, at first, I was dropping on, like, I took a break from the projects, I want to say. And in the process of me doing that, I was doing a lot of freestyles. I wasn't doing a lot of, like, shit that you consider for all platforms.
Yeah.
I was just dropping it on YouTube, staying consistent. But I had to step that up, too, because, like, that's not good. You want to keep the, you know what I mean? You want to keep some relevancy. You want to keep building that algorithm. So that's another reason why I tapped back in, because I was like, it's time. Like, you feel me? Like, I want people to stream my music everywhere and be able to get it at any dispenser. So I was like, let me get back on that type of shit. But I was doing music, though. But I just wasn't dropping it on no platforms. I was just dropping them on YouTube. I got a video with Dawn and it came out before I dropped it on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? I was doing shit like that. And then when I finally figured it out, that's when I did that second tape. So it was just like, I was still figuring it out.
Would you feel like it was just because you weren't fully educated on the benefits of streaming?
Right, absolutely. Right, so I just took a step back from it and I just kind of started doing other shit, collaborating with other artists and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of still trying to stay busy and relevant, but I kind of just, that specifically, I wasn't on that.
Right, because what I think I notice like a lot, especially when artists are young in this game, and especially here in New York, they don't understand the benefits initially of like dropping on streaming, and they leave a lot of money off the table because of that too. Because you drop on YouTube, and if your YouTube channel is monetizable, then yeah, you may you get a couple 100,000 views,
right.
maybe get a couple $1,000s. But then it's like I think we see it a lot with like drill artists, like other people will upload their music to streaming, and then when other people upload those people's music, then it's like they're taking your money away from you essentially too.
Fact.
And you also leave a lot of money on the table because it's like if people want to watch your video on YouTube on their home, they want to take your music with you in the car. And if you have that, like you're talking about the song with Un and Don, it's like people probably want to bring that in the car with them without having to go to YouTube.
That's a fact.
So maybe they pirated it, maybe YouTube to MP3. We all been there before, right?
Yeah, that's too much for the artist. You got to get it to them faster than that. That's too much in my opinion. You got to cater to them. So
right. Is that so? What was kind of like the moment where you're like when you realize like, damn, I gotta get on my shit. I'm like,
It was after the pandemic, really. Like once the pandemic, because I dropped a lot of music during the pandemic, and it wasn't really saturating because of the pandemic. Like nobody was really paying attention to underground artists during that.
Yeah.
So after the pandemic, I kind of tightened up. I kind of figured out what I wanted to do, what route I wanted to go. And that's when I started dropping music. And I'm like, all right, I've been, it's crazy with the boom bap, because Rite is a boom bap kind of project.
Right.
It's like a whole boom bap sound. And I've been rapping like that, but I never really unleashed it. So it was like, I felt like now was the perfect time, being that it has its own culture. Like, shout out to Bob Styles and G. Like, I went on Chinatown Sound, and the way the whole culture of them just embracing me like that, it opened me up. I was like, all right, it's time. Like, they appreciate this real rap shit. So it was just like, I started really getting into it. That's what really inspired the tape. Just being in that environment, knowing I could do it well. I'm like, it's time for me to do it. You know what I'm saying?
To do the boom bap shit.
Right. It's time for me to do what I naturally do. That's in me. I've been doing that forever, but it was just like, I was just dancing around because I could do everything. I got drill songs. I got all kind of shit. So.
Why do you feel like you were dancing around too much, like dancing around it?
Because I feel like I was kind of, at first, I'm going to be totally honest, I feel like I was trying to chase the sound. I got caught up in that a little bit. Like, I thought I was.
Which a lot of people do.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, like, I ain't going to even cap. Like, I was really just trying to find what was in, and being that I knew I was diverse, I kind of had that confidence where I could do anything when it comes to hip hop. So I was just like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show them I could do it. But you gotta stay original and true to who you are when you're an artist. And I learned that over the time. You know what I'm saying? Being around people like my brother being around him, he inspired me a lot. And he just always told me like, bro, you different. Like you got hearing that from a nigga like him. I'm like, all right, bet. For me, so when I start tapping into myself and really feeling comfortable doing what I do, not really caring who gonna like it and who is, I got a lot of better reaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? It got me in a predicament where I'm around a lot of good fellas, niggas like Dyce, Payso. They reach out to me, they just do features for me just cause off the love on some Bronx shit. And that's just me staying true to what I'm doing. Like people appreciate that part of me more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a comfortable space now, and I'm gonna be dropping a lot more music on the project.
Yeah, I be like whenever I have like conversations with artists or I see artists perform, and I'm like, yo, like this sound isn't. It feels like an artist is chasing a certain sound. Like I think like now the cool thing is like a lot of artists try to chase the drill sound, but it's like you don't necessarily need to make drill music. Like there's lanes for everything. Like the boom, like you mentioned the boom bap shit, and shout out Buzz Style, shout out Chinatown Sounds, but there is like a huge lane for that. And
Thanks.
that's also in part thanks to like some of the foundation that was built off of like Griselda emerging in the late 2010s and kind of making it showing people that's like, nah, you could really like do this, and then that then you look at the Rock Marcy's and everybody, and then everything that Alchemist is doing now
it's crazy.
with oh my god, with like Larry June and who's the other artist from Detroit?
West Coast.
Who's the other artist from Detroit? Not Larry June, the other one that be having the project with. Boldy
James.
Boldy, So you look at artists like that, and I think that's a good example of showing that you don't need to like conform to a certain style. You can just kind of like do what you want to do, and you can still be successful.
That's probably the biggest thing I learned from this, bro. Like I feel comfortable doing it now because I'm just doing what I do. I'm not really focused on like
what other people
do. Like I'm just having fun too. Like I'm just like I know I could rap, so it's like at this point it's not about confidence. It's just about being consistent and staying true to yourself, bro. And I feel like that gets you a lot further, a lot faster, because everybody chasing the speed of it too. So it's like I'm just having fun. Eventually people will appreciate it. I'm here, God willing.
Right. I think it's fire how you said Dyce reached out to you and did the feature for you just off the strength of like some Bronx shit too.
Yeah,
like
facts.
That to me is tough.
Yeah, in fact, because at first I got 2 songs with Dyce, but when I initially reached out to him first, but this time around it was just like he seen the energy, and I feel like he seen what I had going on. He was like, all right, me spin back for bro, like he doing this thing right now, like let's do some shit. And it was just like, all right, that was natural. Like we did that shit man fast. It's out right now on all platforms. Well, it's not on all platforms. See shit like that. It's on YouTube, but it's not on all platforms yet. Because I'm strategizing that. I might include that in the project too.
Right.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like you just gotta put it out though. Like if it's already on YouTube, you gotta just put it on streaming also at the same time.
And that's a fact. You right.
But because then it's like same thing. Like people could just YouTube the MP3 and then now they got it for free instead of like pay. Well, you don't really pay for music now. Well, you do, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
I mean, people know what nobody really pay. Everybody just streams.
Yeah, everybody streams that shit.
Nobody really copy it. You know what I mean?
I mean, do you feel like, but at the same time, like, I feel like, in that boom bap lane, like, there is, like, the benefit of having, like, the vinyls and the cassettes, and people actually do pay for that.
Factor.
Like, I'm trying to think who told me that they had an album exclusively on vinyl. Maybe it was 38 Special,
I know a lot of artists right now that's getting a lot of money in that lane, bro.
Starker and YL, they from Brooklyn. They got exclusive
Sauce Minotti, he put me onto that vinyl shit. Like, he the one that kind of told me, like, yo, bro, you could get money in this lane. Like, you gotta open up your horizon, bro. Like, people will appreciate this if you do it here. So I'm like, I bet. So now I'm seeing it, like, being around him and cats like that. You know what I mean? They already been doing it. So now it's believable because I'm seeing what's going on. It's like, oh, this shit is happening.
Right. How do you and Don first link too? How does that and like, what's the story behind those records?
So the X-Men record, the record is called X-Men. Me and Don, I kind of knew Don. Me and Don got a childhood history, but Don is from the Bronx. So
yeah.
Long story short, I won a feature with Don through a showcase. I want to say probably 4 or 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
He was like a judge. Him and Dyce was the judge.
Wow.
And I went in there and went crazy. And it was like a no-brainer, like, yo, bro, you know we picking you. Like, you just went crazy. I'm like, all right, bet. And then eventually when he had got the time around to it, he definitely did the feature for me, came through, did the video. But before I even got the video done, it was crazy because I originally planned to do the song with Don without P. But when I ran into P in the process of waiting for Don, like, I met P, and he embraced me so crazy. We started chopping it up. Like, we was building a relationship, and he was like, yo, send me something. And I just thought it was the perfect strategy, like marketing strategy. I'm like, yo, let me see if I've been sending this shit well, own the Dawn and see if he'll like do it. And he was like, yo, I'm doing this. He sent me the feature ASAP. I mean, the verse back ASAP, and then it was just like, all right, this shit fire. So we dropped it. Then we put it on the tape. That shit got like 100, like 200, almost 200,000 views on YouTube. It did pretty well for like, you know what I mean, for somebody like myself. So I appreciate both of them, bro, because they did that off the. Like, Don didn't even have to. I thought he was going to spin me. He took a few months. I ain't even going to lie. I was like, damn, bro. Like, but he definitely came through. So shout out to Don. Shout out to Shout out to Spike Tarantino. He shot the video, too.
Shout out Spike, yep.
That's my brother. Me and Spike got a lot of work in the past.
Y'all grew up, too?
Yeah, Spike is from my area. I'm from the same block as Fat Joe. I'm from McKinley and Forest. Yeah, I'm from Trinity, 163rd. So, yeah, we all, like, I know Spike. I know Don because Don went to Jane Addams. Right across the street from my neighborhood. So me and him been like high school mans and shit like that. But yeah.
So what are we working on next? What do we have coming up?
Rite Volume 2. I'm about to drop a single, but I'm about to drop Rite Volume 2 as well, probably in like 2-3 months. It's pretty much done. I got a few features on there. I got Rim Neville gonna be on there. I don't know if you're familiar with A1.
Yeah, I know A1
from Queens. Yeah. He gonna be on there. Probably have David James on there as well. I'm working on some shit with David. That's my brother. Yeah, shout out to David James. But yeah, I'm just grinding, bro, trying to stay consistent. I'm headlining the show actually for the first time in the Bronx on September 30th on behalf of my brother. Yeah, thank you. On behalf of my brother Terrell Blair in a military ground concert. So it's supposed to be big. I got Dub Aura coming through. I also got a song with Dub Aura. Shout out to Dub Aura.
Shout out Dub, man.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Tallest freestyle we ever did.
Yeah, that's my boy. Shout out to Dub Aura and Oon. They come in. They gonna headline. I got a few other special guests. Make a movie, like, yeah, so it's special because it's my first time in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm doing, everybody supporting me, so we seizing the moment right now, and I just feel good about that. But besides that, I'm just working, bro, like, I'm just having fun and just staying consistent, bro, trying to stay active, stay everywhere. They appreciate this shit, you know what I mean?
So we don't got to wait very long for Volume 2.
Now, Volume 2 is going to be out. Volume 2 is done. It's probably like 85% done. I'm waiting on one verse. I won't say from who. But yeah, I'm waiting on one verse, and then once I do that, I'm gonna just sum up everything in a pot. But nah, I'm not gonna have y'all like Rite 1 came out June. I wouldn't even say I'm waiting 5 months. When we in September, it's been 3 months. Yeah, by next month
so
and October.
You better stick on your consistency shit from now on.
Yeah, from now on, definitely I'm gonna be consistent as far as all platforms. It's time, man. It's time.
Word. Well, I'm excited for you, bro.
Thank
Great
you, bro.
Freestyle today.
Thank
Body
you,
that
bro.
shit.
I
That's gonna be out
appreciate
on
you.
all streaming too. So make sure you check that out once that's
Facts.
out. Before we get up out of here, Rite Volume 1 out now.
Yeah,
Volume
Rite
2
Volume
on the
1
way.
out now. Yes, sir.
If it's out right now, go check that out. Anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff?
Yeah, Side Money
right here.
BX on Instagram, Side Money on YouTube, just like that. And like I said, man, the Rite concert, September 30th, live in the Bronx. I'm headlining my first concert. Everybody that's watching, if you know me and you fuck with me, pop out, man. It's $20 at the door. It's going to be a movie. But make sure you go get Rite Volume 1. Gabe, I appreciate you for having me as well.
I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you go check out that freestyle. Go run it up on streaming. Go run up
we
Rite
went
Volume
crazy
1.
too, yeah.
Rite Volume 2 on the way. If not out already, go check that out. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some
Thank you,
support.
my bro.
Love is free, support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Sound Money on the radar. We out. Bow, my guy.
Thank you, bro.